It is 4:45 on a Wednesday afternoon. I'm Katie Moore. Thanks for joining us here on WWL Plus. We're following a breaking news situation in Jefferson Parish this afternoon, where we're hearing some reports of an increased police presence around Lakeside Mall in Metairie. That is obviously a highly trafficked area, and at this hour, shortly before 5 o'clock, which is rush hour, there have been a number of Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office vehicles responding to some sort of incident. From what we're hearing, there may be two different scenes involved with whatever is happening out there. And Lily Cummings is joining us live now from one of those scenes. We have very little information right now, Lily, I know, and you've been talking to people around there to try and figure out what's going on. But have you managed to find out anything about what's happening?
Katie, yeah, let me just describe what we know right now. JPSO is on the scene behind me here. I'm going to take a step out of the way. You are looking at a parking lot on 26th Street. This is right off of the I-10 service road, as you have the option to get on to I-10 headed towards Baton Rouge or New Orleans. This is a road right there off of Causeway and I-10. 26th Street. This is a parking lot that you're looking at. We do know that JPSO has about 6 or so vehicles here. As we got to this location, though, we saw a handful of JPSO vehicles right at Veterans Boulevard and Severn, right in front of the mall. Now, we didn't stop at that scene to see exactly what was going on there. We wanted to make it here. This is where investigators have been taking photos. Robin, our photojournalist, is here with us. If she can zoom in on this car in the back left corner of the parking lot, this looks like a dark sedan of some kind that JPSO is blocking off from our site right now. There is a gunshot in the back glass of that car that we are able to see, and we know that investigators have been taking photos of the scene, taking photos of that car as well. So some sort of shooting that is related to the scene in front of Lakeside Mall there on Veterans and Severn. We're not exactly sure how these two scenes are related at this point. Again, JPSO is on scene. We've been asking them for some updates. Can you confirm some things? But they haven't been able to say exactly what's happening at this point. They told us that we would have to wait to talk to someone of more rank to get out here. And so at this point, we've been out here about 10-15 minutes or so and still haven't been able to learn exactly how these two scenes are related, if anyone was injured in this shooting, if any suspects are at large. All of these are questions that we want to know the answers to. So of course, we will keep you all updated as soon as we learn more. But as of right now, what we know is that there are two scenes here in Metairie, one right here on 26th Street, right off of I-10 Service Road, and then another right in front of Lakeside Mall at Veterans and Severn. Katie?
Yeah, Lily, Veterans and Severn obviously is a heavily trafficked area, especially at this hour, as we were talking about. So I'll be curious to see what exactly happened. Now, we're guessing from what you can see right there at the scene live, that bullet hole that appears to be in the back glass of that dark sedan. The area around Lakeside Mall, any idea how the traffic is right now? Because again, we are approaching rush hour, if we're not in the thick of it right now.
Right, Katie. We actually headed out to Metairie from New Orleans, so we were on I-10. We decided to get off a little bit before Causeway because things were backed up along the Causeway exit. However, I will say it is rush hour. It's that time of day when people are picking up the kids from school. So I don't know that that was directly correlated to the scene that we saw at Veterans and Severn, because once we got to Veterans from the I-10 service road, it kind of felt like the typical Metairie traffic around this time of day there in front of the mall. As you said, it's just such a busy area, so it's hard to tell. And it seemed like JPSO was only blocking off one lane in front of the mall, so it didn't seem to be impeding traffic too much there along Veterans Boulevard.
Yeah, and as far as we know, Lily, none of this actually involves Lakeside Mall. At least we haven't heard anything from JPSO on this, so we're speculating here. But from what we understand with those two different scenes, it wasn't necessarily something that directly involved the mall.
Exactly right, Katie. And just looking over there as we headed to this other scene here on 26th Street, it didn't seem like it was, disrupting anything at the mall. It seemed like, business as usual. People were in the parking lot, walking in and out of the mall that we could see as we made the turn here on to 26th Street. So I don't think that the mall is involved at this point, but again, waiting on confirmation of what exactly is going on from JPSO.
Yeah, if you're just jumping on with us right now, there is a situation involving Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputies in Metairie this afternoon, and we're continuing to follow some breaking news there. I'm Katie Moore, Lily Cummings at the scene, and what's happening right now is police are tagging evidence that they see at this scene that Lily's at right now. From what we know, there, again, are two different scenes that they've been responding to. And from what we can tell from where Lily is, that may have been a shooting scene. You just want to recap a little bit for us, Lily? We just wanted to, jump on here and let everybody know that there is something going on. We're on top of it, and we want you to know that we're going to get all the information that we can and bring it to you. So, Lily, just recap for me what you can see.
Yeah, Katie, it is difficult to see from our vantage point here because you can probably see this JPSO deputy vehicle kind of blocking that dark colored sedan for us. This, again, is a parking lot, a small parking lot of a business in the 3200 block of 26th Street. Again, this is kind of a side road as you're getting onto that I-10 service road. So I've had some business owners that have come out along this street asking me what is going on. I told them, we don't know, JPSO is not confirming anything at this point. I asked them if they heard anything, any sort of shots fired. They told me that they didn't hear anything. So I don't know if that, maybe we can speculate that this shooting happened elsewhere and that this car was left here. I'm not exactly sure, but business owners in the area were telling me that they did not hear a shooting or anything of that nature. They simply saw the large presence of JPSO deputies out here on scene. They saw us with our camera, so of course they walked out and started asking what exactly is going on. But again, if you're looking into this scene, what you're looking at is a dark colored sedan with at least one gunshot, one bullet hole in the back glass of that four-door sedan. Again, that is the car that JPSO is blocking off here behind the tape and behind their deputy vehicle. And they are out taking photos of the scene, taking photos of this parking lot. We've seen them up close with that car. So not exactly sure how this scene here on 26th is related to the presence that we saw of JPSO deputies right there in front of Lakeside Mall at Severn and Veterans at this point. Still waiting on more details from JPSO and for them to confirm. We have reached out to them, I know, via email, and we've spoken to them on the phone. They said they're working to get us more information. Katie?
Yeah, another big question that we still have this afternoon is whether or not they are actively searching for anyone. It doesn't appear that they have any suspects in custody, at least at the scene where you are right now. Correct, Lily?
Katie, that is correct. We kind of went past each and every JPSO vehicle that is on scene here. Now, of course, we can't see too far into the one in front of us that you're looking at, but there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different vehicles parked along 26th Street right now. And we kind of peeked in to see, is anyone, been apprehended at this point? Because we weren't exactly sure what was happening, and we haven't seen that at this scene. Again, we know that something else is happening in front of Lakeside Mall. Not exactly sure how those are related. Perhaps there's a suspect there, but as of right now, it looks like they're really just tagging evidence at this point at the scene here on 26th Street.
Yeah, and again, at 4:54 in the afternoon, we're not sure if this has anything whatsoever to do with Lakeside Mall. It's just a major signpost where we can tell people that this is located in Metairie. Now, the area that you're at, Lily, it is really close to the interstate. So when witnesses or people in the businesses around there are saying they didn't really hear anything, it's not really that surprising given the amount of traffic noise there is, right?
Right, absolutely. As I'm standing here right now, I'm going to step in front of the camera, Robin, so I can kind of explain a little bit more of where we're at exactly. So I'm standing on 26th Street. To my right is the I-10 service road. That's where you would get on I-10. And as Robin pans the camera, that you're going to be looking at is the causeway right there. So as you were saying, Katie, a lot of heavy traffic, not only from I-10, which is behind us, but you also have the causeway to my right, which is also, heavily trafficked and causing a lot of noise as well. So not exactly surprising that the business directly to my right of this parking lot, he was the guy who came out and said he didn't hear anything and was looking for more information as to why JPSO was out here and why we were out here. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of information to give him this afternoon because we haven't heard from authorities on exactly what is happening.
It doesn't appear there's a perimeter set up around you or anything else either, right, Lily? It's just that one parking lot that they have taped off with the crime scene tape.
Exactly. This is just one parking lot, and then further back into the parking lot is that deputy vehicle that they have another string of the crime scene tape put up at to kind of block off that one car in the back far corner there that we've been talking about. So no perimeter at this point. I see more business owners and folks kind of that work on this street. They're coming out and kind of looking at us, wondering what is happening. So we are going to work to get more information. Hopefully JPSO can give us something as we head into our 5 o'clock newscast here so that we can just update folks, because I know this is rush hour. People are getting off of work, and obviously Lakeside Mall, this is a very busy area anyways.
Absolutely. We know you're going to continue trying to get us all of that information and more details. And if you want to catch the very latest, we will have a newscast for you coming up right here on WWL Plus in just a few minutes, or you can always catch it on Channel 4 over the air as well. And we'll have the latest for you online at WWLTV.com as we move throughout the evening. But for right now, that's it for now.